that first year LeBron was with the Lakers was your last year there. And from the get-go, even going back to the summer when LeBron signed, like it was like a really mismatched group in terms of skill sets, personalities. And then you guys, meaning you, Kuz, Zoe, Josh Hart, like your guys' names were in trade rumors constantly that whole season. Magic Johnson came and talked to y'all. I think it was right before we played you guys actually in Philly. He came on the road trip to tell you grow up, whatever. I want to hear what he said to you, but like how difficult? Because you kind of said it earlier. You were like, yeah, I'm finally comfortable now. You know, even last year, like you weren't comfortable. It was a new coach. It was a new city. You're in a contract year. There's no comfort in that. You know, and so you're finally comfortable now. That last year in LA, how strange was that season?
Well, granted, I haven't been in the league long, but I just felt like things were just not normal. Like every day, it wasn't like I would hear former players from the Lakers be like, um, "This is not how things are supposed to go." Um, you're going to see how organization is supposed to be ran. But for me, like I had one game where I think I let like the outside get to me because it's a lot. It's a lot. Like I never like I never let outside noise or anything get to me because I'm so prepared for everything. But it was one game where I was like this is more than basketball. Like this, this is an action movie that we're in right now. Like everybody is posing for the camera. Everybody know where the cameras are. Just everything. So it was important for me to like block out like all the negativity, everything that's not going into the work of basketball. And it was tough for me, but I had like my my on court coach was Brian Keith, so he kept me straight, and he gave me different advice, and he kept me in the gym like every day, every morning. He gave me a routine of when to eat and everything. So I just dived deep into that. I know other guys around me, it killed them. Like it killed them. Like every day when you wake up and you see a name on Twitter, and the guys around me, they love Twitter. They love like they love searching, putting in their name. They love hitting the search bar and putting in their name. And to see that, we come to the gym, we come to the practice facility, and the energy is totally off. Energy totally off. It doesn't seem like nobody wants to work anything. So it was a whirlwind for sure.
When you said one game it got to you, what do you mean by that? What do you mean? Like you didn't want to play that night, or you had a bad game, or you had a blow up in the game, or you yelled at the teammate? Like what do you mean? Like the noise got to you one game?
Well, if we're going that far, I think that whole year I was yelling at teammates, I was yelling at coaches, I was getting a little outside of myself, and I felt some things building up. You know, when you get to the point where you build it up and you're just gonna let everything out, and like it's just everything of the outside noise, everything of uh, blah 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 this or whatever it was. I let it affect me at some point instead of actually playing the basketball game because I knew a lot of things in Lakerland wasn't right, to be honest. And I felt that. So it's, I could have took it negative. Some days I was very negative, but most of the days I was just trying to be positive and work on myself. That was the point where like I'm always like about everybody else and trying to make sure everybody was good. That was the point of time where I had to take some self care and be like, I gotta make sure I'm straight for the rest of my career.
No, I get it, man. I get it, and I can attest to the fact that you are a great teammate. And other than, I always say everybody's allowed 2 blowups per year. Everybody. Now, they don't have to necessarily be public blowups. They can be in practice, or they can be after a practice in the locker room. Like everybody's got to actually let off some steam at some point. It's actually, I think it's healthy if that happens. How did you find out when the trade went through? How did you find out that you were getting traded? You kind of knew it was happening, and what was your reaction?
Well, but during the season, I kind of knew how it was going to happen eventually, but I didn't know when it was going to happen. My agent had called me maybe 2 days before it happened. He said he thinks something going on, and I could be traded in a minute now. So like it was one morning I had just woke up, um, and my agent had called me and said he thinks something going on, and he think I may get traded in the next like 20 minutes. And I hung up the phone and I just went and laid down. And like 5 minutes later, he called me back and he was like, he just got traded to New Orleans. Lonzo called me. I think Josh Hart called me, and they were all positive. Like let's do it. Let's go to New Orleans and let's make something out of it. So I was prepared for it. It wasn't really new to me.
And were you excited?
Um,
In the most bi can be excited.
I was excited for change for sure. Leaving
Okay.
LA, I was basketball. I'm not so sure I was excited to leave Los Angeles, but I know I needed change. And like you said, you don't know like what you're in until you're out of it. I I haven't went out since I've been to New Orleans. I would go out sometimes in LA, like more than I should. But since I've been here, I've been focused on everything that I need to do. And even being focused, I notice sometimes that I can be even more focused and locking in on some of the work that I should do outside of the basketball game, whether it's me getting on the computer looking up different things. And it's just put me in a different mindset. So I'm definitely happy for the change.